But let's talk about Bronny. LeBron talked about he wants to end his career with Bronny. And I've heard a lot of different arguments for and against this. I Here's the ones that I don't like. I don't like the people projecting their insecurities on LeBron and Bronny, saying, "Well, this is putting too much pressure on his son." Bruh, that's his son. They talk. They've talked about him playing. They've talked about playing together. I think it's more of something he says in jest. He's serious about it, but I think there's a realization in that house that Bronny may not make the league as a one and done. He's ranked like 30. He's like the 34 point guard in his league. He's more of a combo guard. It's hard to find his stats. I saw something on Facebook today saying he averages only like 6 points per game. But that
right?
He's a junior, but that could be misleading because he's playing with Amari Bailey and some other high-end prospects at Sierra Canyon.
You mean Drake's stepson?
Ex-stepson, I think, now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, when you're playing at those powers, like we talked about Al-Farouq Aminu earlier, his senior year, he only averaged 13 points per game, and he was a top recruit in the country. Why? Because he was on a really good team. And when you're on these really good teams, your high school stats don't always tell the story. And then some people were saying, well, how that's going to fit in the locker room. When you're 20 years old, you don't want to be around your dad. Dog, they're not going to be hanging out like that. Like, it's a little bit different. And what a lot of these media guys are forgetting is that most of these young players in the league, their families live with them now. They're not doing the whole, I'm moving all my partners from the crib into the mansion. They have their moms, their dads, their siblings. And so this isn't something new to the NBA. And then I heard one argument, well, what's going to happen if he's not good enough and the team just takes him? Yo, why are the Antetokounmpo brothers on us all over the NBA? Why is LiAngelo Ball in the G League right now? Why did J.R. Smith's brother get some run in the G League? Why did Michael Jordan's son get to go play at Illinois? You know what? When you have power and influence, and if it's something like, hey, we want to sell tickets and jerseys, so just to get Bron and Bronny together, we want to get this NFT off. You know what, man? Teams are going to do it because to a lot of us, sports is entertainment, and we care about the wins and the losses. But these owners, they care about the bottom line. And in getting LeBron to your city, getting Bron and Bronny together on the court, you think Orlando would do some shit like that, not caring about wins and losses? I mean, they don't care about wins and losses now, and this would make so much more money, exponentially more money for that franchise. So I think it's going to happen, and it's not going to matter if Bronny is good enough or he's not. Austin Rivers played for his dad and got paid, and guess what? He proved to be an NBA player. Seth Curry spent a lot of time in the G League playing for the Golden State Warriors affiliate, and guess what? He's now become an NBA starter. Some people show up and they're ready, and other people need to be developed more. But Bronny's still a top player in his class. He has the pedigree. He has his dad behind him. He's gonna make it to the NBA, and he's gonna fucking have a cup of coffee as long as he fucking wants to, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think that, like you just said, too many people projecting their insecurities and just not looking at it from the bigger picture of how cool is that going to be. That's never happened in the NBA. I know that the Griffeys played together. And I don't even know how many times they even got to do that, especially because with baseball, how often are you actually even defensively on the field or in the lineup together? You know what I mean? But with basketball,
and they had the back-to-back home runs, though.
Yeah, I'm saying how many times did they even get to really do that too? You know, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But like with LeBron, the thought would be he possibly, depending on, let's see, he may not have passed Kareem yet. And it being his swan song too, he'll probably be passing, to being the all-time leading scorer. It's a lot to like about it. And so what if Bronny's not good enough? It's LeBron's league now. Like it still is. And even once he retires, yeah, he might not be the best player in the league, but he'll still be the greatest unless the Warriors rattle off 3 or more in a row. And, Steph gets, he gets to 6 or something like that. But, it'll still be LeBron's league until he's gone. And so at the end of the day, he calls the shots. And if an NBA team wants to do it, they're going to do it. Some people think that maybe the Thunder will still be bad enough and have Sam Presti, and maybe that's why he said that. I don't know, but
I don't think he wants to exile Bronny to OKC after he retires. But
who knows? Maybe the Cavs look like they're going to be good. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the Cavs are going to entertain that nonsense because they actually have a good core there that they can actually move forward with. I was having a conversation with a friend who played overseas, man, and he was like, "What isn't really reported from like 8 or 9 to 15 in the NBA to about your high end overseas players. There's not much difference. It's just fit, opportunity. What was your high school ranking? Where did you go to college? Who do you know? What role are you comfortable being in? Like some people don't want to play in the NBA and be the 12th man on the end of the bench and not get burned. They much rather go overseas so they can actually play basketball. So I think there is like an underreported. There's a I don't say under. It's like an unreported like delta between I don't know who's the 12th man on somebody's bench.
The guy that doesn't dress. Okay, like for the Hawks, Sharif Cooper would probably be one of those. He'd probably be like the 12th dude on the Hawks.
Right. And Sharif Cooper gets to play on a two-way so he can actually go develop in the G League. But there are guys overseas who will run circles around Sharif Cooper, but they're 32. It's like we're not investing in your old ass.
Right. You remember that old guy the Lakers signed? I think it was the first
Andre Ingram.
Yeah, that dude was like 35, 36 playing in the G League. And then he got to finally play his first NBA game.
And he was fine. Like he was a serviceable NBA player. But it's like, dude, you're 35. We're not investing in you.
Right.